Are you feeling overwhelmed by all the productivity gurus out there? In this video, we are going to dive into the problems that I see with productivity gurus and explore why none of their solutions can actually help us become more productive. Hi, I'm Jennifer, your child-free productivity and lifestyle coach. I wasn't naturally good with time management or being organized just like you, and I learned through trial and error, so you don't have to. So let's dive in. Productivity gurus promise us wealth, success, and of course, an improved lifestyle. But the reality is some of them may be doing more harm than good. Let's look at 7 problems with productivity gurus that you should consider before investing your time and money into their methods. Problem number 1, unrealistic expectations. Many productivity gurus offer unmanageable goals, and inevitably that leads to disappointment. They don't take into consideration that you're not a machine, that life happens, and that you can't and don't have to do all the things, right? So just like there's no one way to build a business, there's no one right way to do productivity. I remember when I started researching productivity and to get more organized myself, like I tried something, and of course they say that's the end all be all. And of course that only led to disappointment because it didn't particularly work for me. I'd get discouraged, get a new planner. I just stay stuck. I just wouldn't get anything done because it would keep my confidence down. Another reason why you have to be careful with productivity gurus is because of lack of accountability. Although they may be persuasive, their lack of accountability can get dangerous. If their methods don't work, then they can easily shift the blame onto you and not take accountability for themselves because, again, it's the end all be all. And they also rarely follow up and provide feedback about how their advice is implemented, meaning that people may be using their advice without really understanding what it means and how it works. So you might not even be implementing it correctly. Again, this can lead to giving up on your goals, and we do not want that, right? We want you to achieve those goals. That's why you're here. So yes, you're responsible for implementing what they teach, but if they try to force a certain method on you and it's not customized or flexible for you, then that is their problem, not yours. Problem number 3 with productivity gurus, you have to hustle all the time. Okay, this is a big one for me. I like to call this bro productivity. Okay, I know it doesn't have the same thing as bro marketing, but for me, it's kind of the same concept, but in the productivity industry. There's this big hustle culture, and unless you're an extrovert and you naturally have so much energy that you can just go, 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 even then, it can lead to burnout. And that's not something they tend to tell. And that is what I am trying to help you avoid. We don't want you to get burnout. While you do have to put in more work up front when you're working on a new launch or a new product or learning a new skill or anything new, you don't need to run yourself into the ground. You're no good to yourself, your family, or clients when you're burnt out and in the hospital. So no one can keep the same high vibes, high energy, and be on all day, especially if you're an introvert like me. So let me know in the comments, are you also an introvert? This hustle culture doesn't work for you. And then there's the complete extreme opposite side of it. There's productivity gurus that are saying you don't have to do a damn thing. Productivity is not necessarily easy right away because you don't know what to do or why or how to utilize it for your strengths and what you want to do. Even when it doesn't come naturally, it certainly doesn't have to be cookie cutter, and it definitely doesn't need to be rigid because we're not robots. Yes, it is possible to work less and get more done. I mean, that's the ultimate goal of what we want to do, right? But they don't talk about how they've got this team behind them and all their systems in place to help make everything run smoothly, or how long it took to set all that up, or how much money they invested in hiring those people and getting everything built out. Like that takes time and money. Also, no business is ever truly 100% hands off. You still have to check in sometimes, and as the owner of your business, you got to make all the big important decisions. Problem number 5, this disregard for your mental well-being. There's this big pressure of perfectionism by productivity gurus. Of course, that comes with the cost. Like you have to strive to be this ultimate superwoman, have all your ducks in a row, have it all together. Yes, you can eventually get there, but it's messy along the way. It's a journey. It's a trial and error. There's by no means a straight line to get there. I know that when I was first trying out different techniques and tips from these gurus, that like I just get so disappointed and down on myself because I wasn't doing it just right. I felt like I had to be perfect. And of course, that doesn't do anybody any good. It just keeps you stuck and not doing what actually matters. And when you're depressed and have all these mental health issues, this is not the time to be making big decisions when you're in such a negative state, especially very important decisions that affect your livelihood, your partner, your family, or anything you want to do. It affects you and everybody around you. So it is not worth being perfect or pushing yourself so hard that you're depressed all the time. We got to avoid that. Problem number 6 is that most of the info and tips out there are not inclusive. Okay, yes, there's a lot of tips that tends to focus on parents, corporate executives, and typically males. There's not enough or any at all as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a woman who doesn't have children. Your lifestyle is very different from all these other people that everyone writes about. And of course, you matter too. And because of this huge gap in the productivity industry, it inspired me to start this channel. I want to help fill this important gap because what about us? I'm child free as well. And problem number 7 about why you got to be careful with productivity gurus is that productivity techniques, apps, programs are not for everyone. They can be great tools for becoming more organized and efficient, but just because something works well for me, that doesn't mean it'll be helpful for you. We think differently, we work differently, and that's okay. Like, I'm not going to put you in a box. Instead, I'm going to work with you and figure out how you think, how you work, what your lifestyle is like. Then I'll help you pick and choose techniques and apps and programs if it's something you want to do to help you be more efficient, more productive. So for some people, these methods can actually be counterproductive and create more stress because they aren't intuitive to how you think and work. And different learning styles may not find certain methods as effective as someone with a different learning style. Like for me, I am very much do as I learn. So I'm always like pausing videos, I'm always reading a tip and then immediately implementing it. Because if I don't automatically do it, I'll just watch it and read it, and I can't contain information like some people can. I'm definitely not a memorization person. It just really depends on how you learn and work. Or for some people, you just prefer to keep things simple and avoid the extra steps involved with using a lot of these tools. Ultimately, it's important to find what works best for you and your lifestyle. And a productivity coach who understands you can help you figure it all out faster. How do I identify the real tools and tips to help you achieve your goals? Well, they all work. What's right for you just depends. But what does that depend on? How do you like to work? How do you like to spend your time? What trade-offs feel like it's worth doing? And what are your overall goals? You've got to have this foundation to time management of personal awareness to align with your goals. So piecing together videos across YouTube just isn't going to give you the one-on-one support and outside perspective and customization and accountability that you need. So working with a productivity coach who you have similar values, lifestyle you want to have, and a lot of their techniques for your personality and how you work, that's how you know who you want to work with for a productivity coach. So if you enjoyed this video and want to know more about productivity coaching, then watch this video next, and I'll see you in the next video.